Hey friends, welcome to Flight Test. I'm Josh.
And I'm Dave.
We have a really exciting video for you today. If you guys remember in a previous video, we were able to get this to hover really well, but it didn't handle any weight. Dave, you have some big plans for that.
Oh yeah, real big plans. It involves more motors, more props, so we're gonna get to work here and see what happens.
A lot of fun ahead. Oh my gosh, guys, this is incredible!
So what you doing, Dave? All right, so our hover test kind of failed yesterday with the bag on it. And the reason behind it is basically we have a pressure issue. There's a thing called static pressure. And the issue is these props that we're using from Zor, they're made for high flow, but not high pressure. So basically what is going on is the air is blowing down in, and rather than it blowing underneath the bag like it should, it's not building enough pressure up, and it's actually spinning it back out where the prop is. So to make it higher pressure, we're just gonna take two motors, put them opposite of each other, and do counter-rotating motors on one side and same thing on the other side. And it should solve all of our issues.
Yesterday, Lee had us grab a couple, he was grabbing 2x2s, and we grabbed carbon fiber tubes. With the carbon fiber tubes, it let just enough leak underneath it where it broke that tension, and all of a sudden the whole hovercraft just lifted. And one of our community members, when we were saying, you know, sorry about not doing something that flies, he's like, hovercrafts fly. And it's absolutely true, they do fly. We don't drive them, we fly them. So I thought that was pretty darn cool.
So yeah, hopefully this is an easier fix and doesn't take us too long. And we've never built hovercrafts before, so this is trial and error for us. We haven't really found a lot of information about them out there either. And I don't know why. It's actually a pretty big community, but for some reason there just isn't a lot of information about it.
A lot of tribal knowledge, yeah.
So yeah, we're learning as we go, and hopefully you guys are okay with that.
So if you guys have been following along with us, every time this year when the snow is falling and the weather's colder, we're not only working on the smaller projects, but oftentimes we take on a much bigger project. The previous year we did the big 20-foot B-17, and this year we're taking on a 2-seater land speeder hovercraft that is a 1-to-1 scale of what you saw in Star Wars. The whole goal of these big projects is to really push our skills, push the limits of what we can and can't do, learn along the way, fail a lot, and hopefully inspire you through this whole entire process. These projects are an incredible amount of fun. They really push our skills to the limit, and also they take a lot of resources. And for that reason, we're really thankful to have partners in our life like Diamondback, who's the actual project partner of this hovercraft. We've partnered with Diamondback for almost a year on many other different projects. And we love their covers on our vehicles. We use it almost daily to haul things all around Edgewater and even move our big projects around. So a huge shout out to our friends at Diamondback for helping to make this project a reality and hopefully inspiring you along the way. So we're moving today, addressing some problems that you may have saw in our previous episode. Dave has some really cool solutions for you.
All right, so this is our first test of the counter rotating, or what is it?
Contra rotating.
Contra, yeah, I can never say that. That one's going wrong now. How does that make sense? The blade must have gotten switched at some point.
Because this blade's now inverted.
It's still...
Because if the blade wasn't inverted, it would be spinning the right direction for the blade.
No,
would it not?
No, it doesn't change pitch.
Oh, what?
So we got to unsolder that one. Darn it.
So excited!
Now, we could actually reprogram these things, but I don't know what I'm doing with that, so we're just gonna switch wires.
The guys are still working on this crazy hovercraft. Now, if you're like us and you've got all these kind of video files and crazy stuff, it's all kind of floating around, not really backed up. Well, our sponsor today is actually Backblaze, and they actually help us with that. So if you've never heard of Backblaze before, Backblaze is a company that allows you to back up and access all of your data storage astonishingly easy. So right up front, I want to tell you about the price, $7 a month. Super cheap. That's no gimmicks, no gotchas. It includes unlimited backups for your Mac, your PC, your businesses, for all your movies, videos, whatever it may be. We use it for all of our FPV footage, all of our chase cam footage, and everything that we do here for videos at the shop. Backblaze has 55+ billion files restored for all their customers, and on top of that, they have over 2 exabytes. I didn't even know what that meant. That's 2 billion gigabytes worth of storage. And probably one of my favorite options is that you have web restore for access anywhere in the world. You can restore by mail, which flash key or hard drive restores shipped to your door. And they also have this restore, return, refund program. You buy a hard drive restore, send the hard drive back within 30 days, and get a full refund, which is pretty amazing. Now you're probably wondering how trustworthy is Backblaze? Well, whether they're trusted by the New York Times, Inc. magazine, Macworld, PC World, etc., some of the top publications in the industry. All right, so probably the best part about this is there's a 15-day, no credit card required, 15-day free trial that you can sign up for at backblaze.com/flight test. So seriously, back your stuff up because you're gonna want it if something ever goes wrong. So make sure you check out backblaze.com/flight test to go get your free trial on. And I'm gonna need to go check out and make sure I get my stuff backed up and also check on the guys to make sure they're doing what they need to do.
Ah, look at that. I was right.
Oh, that is scary looking. You get the idea.
How much solder was that?
Like
that was
everything in my being says this is bad,
That was half.
but I love
That
it.
was half.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And that's only on 6s. Ta-da! Oh, these things are absolutely terrifying on 12s.
Both of them.
So, yeah, I need to finish mounting this. Shouldn't have said that. And then, do the
That's why I was staying right here behind you.
No, it's solid. It is solid. Yeah, I'm not too sure if that's going to give us enough steering capabilities, enough power. The other option too is we can try this out and see if it'll work, because we're basically just taking an 18-inch prop and putting it on one of our monster motors in the center of these nacelles, and those will be the outrigger sides, so it'll kind of help with differential hopefully. But if it doesn't have enough power, we could always put 2 more motors on, put them backwards and do the double motors counter-rotating. Unfortunately, it's not very efficient, but it would give us a little bit of extra power, so it's an option, I guess. All right, we're ready to try our second test on the hovering. Hopefully it works this time. We've got extra motors, extra props.
Science plus power equals awesome.
Yeah, so here we go.
That one doesn't always spin. Oh, it's because the motor's backwards.
How did that happen?
Dude, that's straight
We
up.
checked them. We had him lift off the ground.
So like,
I think we're gonna be okay.
we
Yeah.
double and triple check.
You know what?
Yeah, how did we
Dave,
do that?
Forget the bat. We don't need no stinking bat.
Just adjust the throttle and fly.
We got the torque, we got everything. Get us a control board, call it a day.
Holy cow.
We're flying.
That's a lot of power.
That's nuts. All right.
All right,
Now you gotta
so
screw
yeah,
that.
we'll switch some motor stuff around. That's still, how did that happen?
No, because like we checked that
Yeah.
multiple times because I took the prop off.
Can you
Checked
please
it.
do a slow-mo of a hot dog dropping into this? You know what you want.
That is terrifying. All right, so we've been trying to come up with a power plant to inflate our bags, and we just ordered 2 of these guys. They're 48 volt, just brushless leaf blowers. So we're gonna open them up and see what they look like, and hopefully it'll work out good for us. This is the part I'm worried about. Oh, that looks so cool. Look in there, it's like a giant EDF. Yeah, so they're relatively cheaply priced. We're gonna get some batteries charged up and see how they do, and hopefully this will be what powers the bag on our hovercraft.
So we're getting ready to test the outside pod for the hovercraft over here, and we're gonna test motor direction and see how much power it does have. So let's hope it doesn't blow up. It's got some power. Don't put that in. We'll put it back on the thingy and do the next test.
Well, all I can picture is, like those guys in the jets, that are standing on the runway and just go, whoa.
Yeah, because my hand was like right here.
Like, stop,
So
help
it
me.
wouldn't come at me, and it came at me.
Just see his feet sticking out, like. Wow.
That sounds terrifying.
Quite a bit of power.
That was almost all the way. That was like 90%.
Oh my god.
I just saw Dave's face and I got scared. It pushed the trash can like straight back.
Yeah, it might have a chance of working. Now this is the first time we've ever used our monster motors in a ducted fan setup, and it's very impressive. So hopefully it works out good, and we're gonna find out pretty soon.
All right, so if you guys remember the original small proof of concept here, basically it had tremendous directional control, but it wasn't very stable. In other words, it kind of fishtailed back and forth. To fix that, we're gonna try something pretty cool, and it's something we've done before and something you can do on your models at home. This little board here is called the FT-Aura-5, and the really cool thing about this is whether you're just getting into the hobby or your advanced pilot, this board packs the power of a $500 transmitter all inside of a little tiny control board that goes into your airplane. We have some really cool features on this, like level assist, launch assist, the ability to fly on crazy windy days like we have today, but also we have the ability to have something called differential stabilization. In other words, what's going to happen here is we're going to be able to make the motor spin up or spool down to keep the direction going straight. Now, years ago when we were trying out this board, we actually put this on 2 different sleds and we went patrolling together. We're going to take the exact same tune that we have in those sleds, and I'm going to be putting it in this. So basically, when we drive this around, even though we're going to have controls here, all the stabilization is going to go through this board and give us the stability we need to be able to track straight as an arrow. I'm going to go ahead and take this file, put it in the FT-Aura-5, and we're going to see if it works.
Hey, buddy.
You broke it already.
Yeah, I took apart our first leaf blower to see exactly what makes it tick. Now, here at Flight Test, you guys might think we know it all. Well, we don't. So, basically, we have 2 batteries that plug in here, 2 24-volt batteries. And coming off of that, each one goes into the ESC, which I was kind of hoping that they would run in series together before they went into there, just to make it a lot easier on us. But it appears it doesn't do that, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody out there can tell me, but it has a second set of wires that go into the batteries. Now, I don't know if they're smart batteries and it actually turns the batteries on, or if it has to have power going through these or some sort of signal going through these to activate the ESC. So I'm gonna try just hooking up one of our regular batteries on here and see what it does. So I'm gonna do some experimenting here, try to figure it out and see what works best, and see if I can figure out what these extra wires do that are on here.
So that goes in. Dude, look at that. They even have the indicators.
Yeah, the battery should work properly. And just tap this, which is the on and off switch. Or hold this, I should say. Okay. It's staying on.
It is.
Been more than 3 seconds. Yay!
You want to pop the boost button real quick?
Ready?
Yep. Oh, sheesh! I wasn't prepared for that power.
All right, I think it's gonna work. What do you think?
Good job, man.
That's awesome.
All right, the airbag's got air. Great work. That terrified me.
Yeah, and I also have a potentiometer so I can just ramp up the speed.
Yes.
And then it has basically just a boost button.
Well, you mentioned this earlier too. Like, this is gonna be really cool because there's so many different knobs and gauges that are legit. You have a master on off of the bag. You got the adjustment for it. You got the boost button for it. That's gonna just be so cool looking at the dash where it's gonna be like,
It's gonna be like an airplane.
it is. Oh. What do you think?
We have leftover parts from the 310 dash flip switch things.
Yes.
I'm gonna go look into that stuff and see if we have something that could work out to where we have like the whole instrument cluster. That'd be awesome, wouldn't
It'd
it?
be incredible. It'd be incredible. You even have that crazy weird quadrant.
Yeah, and then we don't have to buy anything or recycling parts we already have.
Thank you, Cessna 310. Awesome.
Small battery first, right?
Yes, definitely.
Ooh, is it ready?
I think. All right. We're going opposite direction this time, which they are right in the back, or in the front. We know they're right back. All right, we ready?
Yep.
Now let's try with the T1.
That it's surprising to me that there's not much. You don't feel much air coming out.
Yeah, it's not really blowing that much bad.
Michael,
Try it with Mike first.
We'll do Michael and Moose, and then we'll bring the fat guys in.
All right, ready? Right around 3/4.
Now 3/4.
So it might do it with another guy in there.
Do you want to go full throttle for a second?
We can try.
Yeah.
I think once it breaks that surface tension, it's gonna go.
I was not sitting in the middle. I could tell that very quickly.
It was just like,
That was for literally like half a millisecond. I don't even think I completely hit full throttle.
really, wow.
I think we need more weight in there to try it again.
All right. Moose, take your chair and like,
Yeah. I don't think it'll reach.
I don't think it will either, but I don't want to take a chance to
All
scalp
right,
it.
ready?
That's how we clean it.
Yeah, that'll
Dang.
clean the floor.
That lifted about 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like the more weight, it actually gave it more of a,
Yeah, a better feel to it. We might even be better off lowering the pressure in the bag a little
I
bit.
agree with you. Hey, do we want to try more weight?
I think we should.
Yeah. All right.
Josh,
Off it, Dad.
Let me hold my hair back. How's it feel?
all right, we ready? Okay, yeah, we can't do it in here, unfortunately. It's the floor is actually lifting up and staying stuck to the.
I feel it hitting back.
Dang. That's
That was
terrifying.
full throttle for a second, but it was the floor was out here like
Wow.
flapping in the wind.
I like
Think that's
it.
gonna work?
I'm feeling optimistic, man. I do smell something warm.
Well, unplug stuff and then we'll check and see what's actually wrong.
How's the motor feeling?
Bottom one is a little warm, nothing concerning though. ESCs are cold. Yeah, the bottom one just has a little bit of warmth to it, like not enough to even
Oh, no.
consider.
We'll get our heat gun, but I could, that's not.
Same thing.
Yeah, they just like move warm. Nothing bad.
It could also just be the bearings wearing in and stuff like
Yeah.
that, because it has more of an oil smell. Wow, man, great work.
Awesome. I'm happy now. It works. Yeah, I think if we actually lower the bag pressure, that would help. And get it off of a rubber floor that floats underneath of it.
It's just like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Well, going from the very first one where it was going up and nothing was moving, it can move barely by itself,
Right.
to this where it just jumped off with these two in it.
Yeah, I mean, it literally took off.
Yeah, yeah. You guys had a lot of recommendations, and everyone said the same thing. We 100% agree. So much goes into the design of the bag, the pressure underneath it, to get it efficient and stuff. this has really helped out a lot with bringing the air where it can't escape now. Everything's pushing. I didn't see anything blowing up.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything coming out from here. It was all from underneath, so.
Yeah. And Mike even said, and I felt it too, that he could actually feel the suction going through that little tiny hole, which
Wow.
means it's just drawing from everywhere it can
So, yeah, well, we're gonna add more vents to here too, so it should open it up more, which will make them more efficient.
get. Definitely. All right, man, great work.
Yeah, on to the next thing. All right, so another very successful week.
It was incredible. We finally got the motors placed where we can get our 400 pounds plus of body to lift off with this thing, but unfortunately it tore up our floor real bad, so we're gonna have to take this outside.
Yeah, along with that, we got 2 of our thrust motors in, and yeah, we're ready for some outside testing.
Dave worked really hard. We got 2 huge leaf blowers. He's taken them completely down and made this little inflator bag. And along with that, this is not going to be taking a standard battery. You're custom building your very own battery. So to see how that's done, make sure you check in. We'll see you next time.
Take care.